Hi there, I'm Mike, and what I have for you today is, another one of these types of videos again. Well, welcome to my new rapid review series. I wanted to get through as many reviews as I can because it seems Hasbro just won't stop cranking out Black Series figures, and some of them aren't exactly new. First up in this series, we have Supreme Leader Kylo Ren. Let's take a look at him while I read the bio on the back of the box. As Supreme Leader of the First Order, Kylo wields more power than ever before. Nevertheless, Ren continues to search for the secrets of the Force from the depths of the dark side. It's always tough to review a figure from a movie you haven't seen before, but unlike in the past, we know who Kylo Ren is, but what we don't have is the context for the choices made with this figure, such as why he decided to fix the mask again. This is actually the fourth Kylo Ren we've had in the line released like this. This is the second one that came with a helmet instead of a maskless face. The first two were released with The Last Jedi, the third is part of the Galaxy's Edge First Order multi-pack. So because of all of that, you can use this review and sort of apply it to those figures as well if you want to. Of the four though, this one's probably one of the better ones. It's like 90% the exact same figure we've had before. The biggest downside here is the newest part of the figure, the helmet. It's much bigger than before, making his head look disproportionately large from the rest of his body. It looks like he's hunched forward. I just can't seem to make it look natural sitting on his shoulders. Despite that bit of a bummer, you get a lot of great accessories that come with this figure to give you a couple different look options. Let's take a look at those accessories. First, you get an ignited lightsaber. This now iconic lightsaber comes molded and ignited. It's basically the same one we've had in the line since way back in the day when the Starkiller base Kylo Ren Kmart exclusive came out. It's all one molded piece and it looks pretty good. You also get a secondary unignited hilt if you want to put an unignited hilt on his belt. You can put the ignited lightsaber on his belt if you want to, but that just kind of looks weird. My unignited hilt stays in the package for the most part. Next we have the cape. The cape is the same as the ones we've gotten in the past, except for the one that came with the soft goods cape that doesn't really stay on his shoulders. We're not going to talk about that one. The cape is molded in plastic and detailed with lines and waves and looks pretty good. It also comes with optional hoods. There's one for a hood down option. There's also one to have the hood up. What's unique about this is in the past, people would want a soft goods cloak, so you had the option of putting a hood up or down. The downside to the soft goods cloak is they don't have any detail really in the cloak. It's just a cloak and it doesn't really hang properly. This one hangs well and has a lot of molded detail, and because of the unique way Hasbro did this, you have the option of having the hood up or down. This is a pretty different idea and I actually kind of like it. The robe as a whole does kind of hinder articulation, so the whole thing can be removed if you want to. But as far as the articulation goes, there's nothing really to write home about. It's not exactly terrible, it's just not that great. The biggest problem with the articulation is actually the molding of the tunic that extends down to his thighs. It really does hamper the articulation, moving his leg forward and backwards. Also, being a reused body, he's missing a lot of the newer points of articulation, such as butterfly joints. It's not a huge deal, but it's definitely a noticeable absence now that we've had a bunch of figures that have had it. So the question really comes down to, do I want this figure? And the answer is, no. Not really. I mean, it's not that I hate that I have it, but in a Force Friday lineup, I really wanted something different from the Rise of the Skywalker movies. Counting this figure, I have 7 Kylo Rens in my collection. I just feel a little Kylo'd out at the moment. As far as availability is concerned, this figure was number 90 as part of the Force Friday wave that came out in October. Because of that though, he was available in 2 different box variants. You could probably find him. If not, you can easily get them online. But the unique one here is the white box variant. This first edition box looks really good, and I genuinely hope that Hasbro changes the box design over to something more closer to this. I really like the way this pops on the shelf. I love the way it looks, even though it's the Black Series and this is a very white box. I don't really care. I think it looks good. So here's my score breakdown. You can kind of take a look at it yourself. If you go back in the review, you can hear why I justified some of these scores. But the point is that I gave this figure a final score of 3.5 out of 5. If you somehow haven't bought any of the last 3 Kylo Rens that look like this, I do recommend this one. Despite his big head, he still looks good and comes with a lot of great accessories that give him a couple different display options. And honestly, I do dig the red welding lines on the mask. But if you're not a sequel trilogy fan or already have a bunch of Kylo Rens, you could probably safely skip this one. So that's it for my Supreme Leader Kylo Ren rapid review. What did you think? Do you like this style of reviews? Let me know down in the downstairs area. I love to read and respond to all the comments. I'd also like to take a moment to thank all of my Patreon sponsors for this episode. It means a lot to me, and I just want to put your name on the screen. If you want to see your name on the screen and it's not here, go ahead and check out my Patreon. If you want to support my channel but don't really want to give me any money, I completely get that. You can still like, share, and subscribe, and also hit that bell. That does go a long way to helping the channel out, and I greatly appreciate it. But that's it for my video. Thanks for getting this far. It really does mean a lot to me, and I'll see you later. Bye.